Good evening and welcome to Gunner Shot. Today is a sad day, and we have to acknowledge that the nation is in sorrow and it's been bad. This terror attack at Pahalgam has been bad, and it's something which I think is a landmark event, terror attack in these times. But why is it so? We have to understand the significance of this attack. The last major terrorist incident of this kind was Pulwama. After that, they were all chutputs. And that evoked the Balakot strikes and things like that. After all that, a major strike of this nature is happening now. The question is, how do you react to it? And how do you see it going forward? Well, the Cabinet Committee of Security, consisting of the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, the Defense Minister, Finance Minister, and all concerned people who are involved in this, and I believe sitting, and they would be discussing the ways out. So we have to trust them for their, overall intelligence, sagacity, and leadership qualities to see us through this testing times. So, having said that, for many people who don't know where Pahalgam is, I'd like to show where Pahalgam is, and then we can all take a call as to where this is. You see this? Right. This is Pahalgam. This is Srinagar, and this is Uri. Uri is where the LOC is. The approximate alignment of the LOC is this. This is an attack which has been carried out well in depth, very well planned. This site of the attack is some place where vehicles don't go. You have to go by ponies and things like that, or foot. I wouldn't say it's isolated, but where quick reaction is not possible. This attack, like Pulwama and others, is very, very, very well planned. A depth of nearly 200 kilometers. It's not a joke, right? And so you have to see what went into this planning. The choice of the target, the depth at which it is carried out, the recce which was involved, the logistics which were involved in taking these people, and now these chaps will exit. I'm very confident they'll exit because this is a super trained team. They'll go out. In fact, by now, they would be hiding somewhere in some hideout. We will not be able to catch them. So, that's the first thing. The second thing is, what is the backdrop under which this has happened? Why has this happened? Is it connected to Asim Munir's speech about Kashmir being his jugular? And, we are a different race. Hindus are bad and all that. Is this a continuation of that speech? Is it the reaction to the fact that the Vice President of America is here, and when he's here, an incident of this nature must happen? Possible. Is it because of the fact that, look, Saudi Arabia is now siding with Mr. Modi and India, Bharat, that we have to do all this? Is it, to prove that Hindus are different and, Muslims are different? That race theory which Asim Munir has said. And it is planned to such a thing that they, made people take down their trousers and then shot them. Very cold-blooded, focused. And of course, 26 people have died. All stories are coming out, coffins, people crying. My heart goes out to them. But while Be that as it may, I'd like to do this very coldly and from a different point of view. What should we do? It's a point at which we have to see. Okay, uh, let me put it. Even during the Pulwama time when Balakot strikes took place, and before that, when the Uri attack, those attacks were against hard targets, people in uniform, people in the forces. Uri was against an attack on a camp, or for that matter, so many other incidents against this thing. But this is a different thing altogether, where they've attacked innocent people, targeted men, and let the ladies go back with a message. To some extent, there will be a local reaction where alienation of the locals will take place, and to some extent, why some extent, to a large extent, tourists won't go there, and the local economy will get hurt. And already there are incidents or reports coming in that the people in Kashmir are not, happy about the whole thing. But then what is also clear is that there are a set of people in Kashmir who are going to help these people. Do what you may, they will get help. Okay, that's the first thing. So Kashmir will not get resolved by whatever we've done so far. You need a long-term resolution if people have to go in Kashmir, and tourism has to go, and it becomes an integral part of India. Okay, we need to think beyond the normal. So, what is it that we have to do? That is the question. First, India is no more the weak country or the country which is gaining its confidence like last time. I think that season is past. We are now a confident country. We've been telling people, look, don't misbehave. If you misbehave, you'll buy it. I think the time has come when we should flex our muscles or flex our muscles in a pretty strong, unmitigated, clear manner so that people understand what India is and they don't dare to do these things. And that must also go to the OGWs, AO, all that. And this entire business of Kashmir being divided and all that should just be vanished. Just erase it. We should never have this kind of a thing again where Pakistan can speak of Kashmir. That's the way I look at it. You want to solve this problem? That's the way I look at it. Yeah, for that, there will be a lot of short term options. There will be a long term set of actions which you have to take. There will be kinetic actions, there will be non kinetic actions. There will be military actions, there will be diplomatic actions. There will be direct actions and indirect actions. I think we need to put a long term plan into perspective. Don't look at the short term. That's the first thing. We don't have to react. We must do what we want to do at our pace, at our time, and at our places, and as per what we want to do. This retaliation or response, I wouldn't call it retaliation. Retaliation is a short term thing, or response to this unique situation which has come about has to be holistic. A combination of everything. You can unfold the whole thing with the short term action, but you have to take it into a long term solution. We are looking at, we need to start looking at solutions which are practicable. Okay. Now, There are a lot of ways of doing it. But let me get some logic into this whole story. We have to understand the logic as to how we are going to solve this problem. First and foremost, while there is national sentiment in this whole story, we don't need national emotions to overrule. Let's not be emotional about the whole thing. There's no doubt. Like someone has said, is this Islamist in nature? It is Islamist in nature. It can't be more Islamist in nature. Is it anti-Hindu? It is anti-Hindu, anti-Indian, everything. But I'm not interested in those names, whether anti-Hindu hai, anti-Islamist hai, ये सब बकवास है. What we need to do is how to eradicate this problem. I sorted them out here. पहले sort out करो उनको पूरा. Okay. And look at the long term. Whatever you do now has to take you to the long term solution. Remember, when we did the surgical strikes earlier, a lot of things changed, but the problem remained. Problem just hal nahi hua na. The problem has come back in a different manner to us. And this is a heavy price, which innocent people have, absolutely innocent. Good. People are just married, 3 days married. I feel bad for that lady who's, उसको ये भी नहीं पता होगा उसको हस्बैंड कौन है सही तरीके से. 4 days into a marriage and she's विधवा हो गया यार. So I think while it is emotional content, and it's a sad thing to see, a newlywed girl sitting next to the body, उसको कोई मदद भी नहीं है. Very emotional, heart wrenching. But today I'm not going to be that kind. There are no emotions in me today. So what I'm going to talk to you is absolutely professional. We've had an incident. How do you sort it out? That to me is more important. No emotions. Emotions बाद में करते रहेंगे. ठीक है? There's no big deal to say ये emotion है, not emotion है, ये वो. Okay. What is the problem here? Is it terrorism? Is it anything else? No. The problem is Kashmir. Problem is Kashmir and its status, divided status. But is Kashmir the problem? No. Kashmir is part of the problem. Kashmir is part of the problem. Right? One is this divided status of Kashmir, and then, of course, is radical Islam. Radicalization and terrorism. These are the problems. And where does this problem emanate from? Pakistan. He doesn't need, Newton's IQ to say this is from Pakistan. Okay? There's no doubt. Pakistan is the problem. Okay. Would you like a military response? A lot of people will say, go attack Pakistan, ye karo, wo karo, all that. Please understand. Whenever you can defeat Pakistan army any day. Forget the nuclear and all. We'll defeat them. Don't worry about that. But whenever we have defeated Pakistan army, it has grown stronger politically. Please understand. It's like amoeba. ये इसको डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं कर सकते हो उतना आसान है डिफीट नहीं कर सकते हो whenever we have defeated whether it is in 48 whether it is in 65 whether it is in 71 में तो उसको काट दिया आधा फिर भी पनप गया है यार वायरस है ये or in 99 or later on all these things they only become stronger. So is military the option? Right? No. Is politics the option? No. Is diplomacy the option? No. But are all three together the option? Yes. So you need to have a set of political options, You need to have a diplomatic options and you need to have a set of military options. So that's what we are going to talk. मुद्दा क्या है? मुद्दा क्या है? Destroy Pakistan army. Okay? Destroy Pakistan army. If you have to destroy Pakistan army, please remember we are talking of destruction of Pakistan. Tod do. My simple one line. How do you break Pakistan? For a long time in our country, we've had this thing. A strong Pakistan is good. Someone says a weak Pakistan is good. Someone says a broken Pakistan, a disintegrated Pakistan is good. The strong, unified. This is like saying good Taliban, bad Taliban. There's no good Taliban, bad Taliban here. Pakistan is Pakistan. As far as India is concerned, it's all bad. Whether it is weak or strong. But a strong Pakistan in this current setup, with the way it is, will always support Kashmir, will always support radicalism, will always support terrorism. If that is to happen, this problem will never go. You do what you want, this problem will never go. So what do? You have to get to the core. The core is that. And that is what I thought I must tell all of you first. We should not deviate from that aim. Has the time come for us to break up Pakistan? Or feed into its break? It's breaking anyway. It's a matter of time. So is there a way of letting it break faster? The way I look at it, that's what I would like to do. If I have any say in the whole story, get to that. Well, people in the government might not articulate that. But, right. I look at it that way. How do you do it? How do you do it? There are three ways. I would say there are three layers. There are three layers. The first layer is within Kashmir. Second layer is in POK. And the third layer is in Pakistan. And if you say a fourth layer, maybe you can talk of the international thing and definitely China. Definitely China. So let me speak first a bit of China and then I will get back to. Do you think that China is not out of this equation? I think it is. Because it will tell Pakistan, keep them busy. For them, the best thing that can happen is India under a problem. After all, we've just told China that we'll not be friends with you for the tariff war. So they're talking something else. They will want something to do. Is this being instigated by China to Asim Munir कि भाई इसमें कर दो, तो इसने कर दिया. So China equation is not out. I mean, I have no doubt about it. Others can talk what they want. So there's an international footprint to this whole story, which emanates from China. And please remember, this ambassador of China has put out a tweet saying, oh, this is bad, ye, wo. This is the same China which refused to designate Lashkar-e-Taiba as a terrorist group or Hafiz Syed as a terrorist. They've used the veto for that to support Pakistan. So how can you ignore China in this whole story? If you ignore China, you're a fool. Right. Okay. Having said this, there are two cautions which I want to put. Doing all this, we have to understand one thing. In the world today, we are probably the most stable country. We have problems, peripheral problems, but we are the most stable country. If you look at China, he's fluttering because of tariffs. You know, aging. He's fighting with his back to his wall. Internal problems, all that. You look at West Asia, Arabia, ये उसका कुछ अलग था. USA is not in a great shape itself. Russia is involved in a war. It's only us. So is this a way of putting us also on the back foot by China and Pakistan, of course? So take it into that thing. The second thing is, if this is so, we should do nothing which derails our growth. Don't do anything which derails our growth. Don't do anything which derails our success. That's the way I look at it. There's no question of our success being derailed. We'll succeed. So which means what? Don't get into a war. No military war with Pakistan. I have no doubt. Don't get into a military war with Pakistan. Proper. Less than war, we'll see. We'll talk of it. War is now option. Growth is the only option. Okay. So if this be the whole story, let's see the three layers or the three matrices in which you have to develop. First, let's look at Kashmir internally. If you heard the governor of Pakistan yesterday, governor of Kashmir yesterday when he was speaking, he made a very profound statement. यार पाकिस्तान जो है बाहर का जो भी है कहानी हमें पता है, पर ये जो अंदरूनी कीड़ा है, that is important. The worm within, the people within who are helping them, we have to get down on them very harshly. Very harshly. So that's the first thing. There might not be many, but there are quite a bit. And with them, we have to be very harsh, even if you have to throw them out of this or country. I have no doubt. There's no law applicable to those people who are helping these guys. Those OGWs, sentiment or no sentiment, just throw them out. That's the first thing. So that a strong message goes to the populace, the repercussions now of helping an enemy. That's the first thing. Second, ensure safety. See, I don't blame any intelligence. I don't blame any people for what has happened. There might be lapses, but these are lapses of euphoria. People said, look, everything is normal there and things will go okay. And that they're overconfident. So there's a lesson for us. So we shouldn't be overconfident. Even in tourist areas, place police. You don't need anyone. You need just police. The moment a place is guarded, that fellow will go back. Probably in this case, I don't think anything was guarded out. Okay. So, internal. Take care of all your tourist areas. Take care, give security, good security. Let the BSF do it, CAPF do it, CRPF do it, J&K police karne do, and strengthen your overall grid, army grid. Don't talk ever of reducing people from there. Let's take the reduction of forces and all. There's no reduction of forces. This incident tells us that we are vulnerable to this anytime. This can happen anywhere. Okay. But we need to be proactive about ensuring these people being protected internally. Of course, the normal thing people will say intelligence badao, ye badao, wo badao, wo. This is part of the whole story. Get the politics right. I think this is the time for all the political leaders of J&K to take a call. Get the politics, internal politics right. No more swearing on Quran or ye, wo and all. Every Tom, Dick and Harry has to swear by the Constitution of India. Period. You don't talk for the Constitution of India, get out. Throw them out. Let them go where they want. They want to go to Pakistan, let them go live it. I'm not bothered. Okay. So that's the internal thing. Okay. Don't stop tourists from going there. We must encourage. Say, okay, hereafter you come, we'll take care of you. That's the major issue. Okay. Second, what do you do? What do you do on the LOC? I think they should be absolutely. There's no point anymore in saying LOC will be, silent. While you won't like to heat up the LOC, but I think on an occasion like this, we should hit across the LOC in depth. In depth, 30, 40, 50 kilometers. पटाखे बजना चाहिए वहां रात भर. Destruction. Complete shock and awe along the LOC. Open up some good old artillery. We have enough this thing. So along the LOC, heat it up. No more pussyfooting. It doesn't matter. रोज उनको एक तोहफा देते रहो. Till such time they come to their knees and out hit them. At this point of time, those guys are committed with Taliban and 12 Corps and 11 Corps. Or Pakistan would be rushing troops around. They already must have put their air force in, high alert. Yeah, whoa. Complete Pakistan army would be deployed by now. Keep them deployed. Because every day that they're deployed means money which they don't have. Break them. And how do you break it? You don't have to monitor, you don't have to mobilize, you have to do nothing. But indicate things that there's going to be retribution. Keep them tight, keep them on the hop. Let the Pakistani force get spread out and committed. Stretch them out to a breaking point. And then break them. How to break, we'll come to it. So you engage, reheat the LOC. And then let's talk of POK. POK is ours. Gilgit-Baltistan is ours. Hold elections there. Let people nominate from wherever, whether they're there, outside, let them vote the way they want. Nominate a guy and make them sit in the assembly and speak. Politically, people of PAK should get representation in India. And they should start. मेरी तरफ से एक हेलीकॉप्टर जाके पैसा लुटो दो उधर. Doesn't matter. I'm sure the ISI bots will be listening. But it's going to happen. Reach out to those groups there. Let people in Kashmir start saying we want people in POK back with us. They should talk. Raise it in international forums. This is the best time. This is the best time when we should say, time to retake POK officially. Reach out to the people. Start harassing Pakistanis and Chinese projects there because they are illegal. Take it up. Of course, a lot of actions can be done the other side. Start doing it. Lot of actions to interfere with activities in Gilgit-Baltistan and POK. Illegal against illegal projects. Start them. I'll hit them. You have to be proactive. As simple as that. You have to reach out politically. Take it out diplomatically in all forums. Today, you know, Mr. Donald Trump, uh, Mr. Putin, of course, the Saudi Arabian leader, MBS, all have spoken for India. You have the diplomatic heft. Everyone wants you. Use that to make diplomatic headway into POK. Let the disputed status of POK be now spoken of, not Kashmir. Why should everyone report in Indian administered Kashmir? Let's talk of Pakistan occupied Kashmir, including Gilgit Baltistan. Start hitting there. So that's what we have to do to POK. Okay. In the short term, there are many things apart from hitting across LOC, all that are there. What can you do? Is there a case for scrapping Indus Water Treaty? Scrap it. पानी क्यों देना है भाई उनको? पैसा बनाओ, पैसा लगाओ, एक कैनाल बनाओ, जहां से भी लेके आना है, चनाब से पानी मत जाने देना. Just scrap the Indus Water Treaty and say, look, forget it now. We are not going to do anything. Okay? Severe all diplomacy. End of story. That's an option. Whether government does it or not is a different story, but these are options I'm talking of. Like I said, go on a diplomatic offensive. Just suspend all travel to Pakistan. No more visas to Pakistan for anyone. Period. Maybe even close Kartarpur corridor. Period. It doesn't matter. Okay? We'll talk of Guru Nanak, Guruji, Khalsa and all after some time. Let things happen. Okay? Stop all this border ceremonies, Vaga drill and ye wo sab band karo. Natak. Stop all third party sales of everything Indian through UAV and all that to Pakistan. We might suffer this thing, but doesn't matter. Some loss economically, doesn't matter. सुखा दो पाकिस्तान को. पाकिस्तान का आवाम को जब प्याज नहीं मिलेगा ना, they don't get lasan, they don't get pyaz, they don't get basic things, they don't get food stuff, everything will be okay. Let them ask Asim Munir and Pakistan Army कि भाई हमें कुछ दो, तुम हमें ये, they will not be able to get it anywhere else. Pakistan will not be able to make food unaffordable for them. Alternately, anything going to Pakistan should be 10 times costlier. Reverse tariff. Any sale to Pakistan will be 10 times the cost. Let Pakistan sell what they want, where they want. They have nothing to sell anyway. Okay. So, this is what you need to do against Pakistan. You have to ensure that the people of Pakistan hate the Pakistan army. How will you do that? Don't let उनको पेट में लात मारना पड़ेगा, because they feel no jugular vein and all that. So fine, we'll know where to hit. So do that. There's so many things you can think of on these lines. Trade. There's no question of peace with Pakistan. Just tell them, yeah, you just get lost, do what you want. Third, CPEC. I've always felt that CPEC is the third front of Pakistan. There's an India front, there's a Afghanistan front, the third front is CPEC. That CPEC needs to be tackled. How it is to be tackled? There are so many people, unknown people. Use them, right? I think you start doing that, you will find that the Pakistan army will be so stretched, they will not be able to do anything. And many of these options are not immediate. They can, slowly you can unroll them. And there are enough people in Pakistan who will sell their mother for a few hundred rupees. Use them. And there are enough people in Pakistan who are against their army, who are against many other things. Use them. Go on a high-end information campaign against their water. Pani is the biggest problem. I told you, Pani, water is their biggest werewolf. Just stop that. Don't let water go into Pakistan. Period. No Indus Water Treaty, no treaty with Pakistan. All broken. What can they do? And it doesn't matter. You tell the World Bank, yeah, forget it. Anyway, all this World Bank and all are not going to help you. I mean, you don't need their help. You tell them, yeah, you just go out of the way. I'm going to do what I have to do. Okay. In an extreme case, stop overflights. You don't need Pakistan flights going all over India. Just stop all overflights of Pakistan over India. No flight internationally which takes off from Pakistan can go across India. Period. Let the complete international routing go other side. They don't go via Tibet. They have to go from the south. You put pressure on the international economy, and then Pakistan will come to line. Earlier, if you are from going to Malaysia, you can go to Karachi flying over India. If your destination is Karachi, you don't fly over India. You fly over anywhere else. Period. It doesn't matter whether Singapore airline or Dutch airline or Butch airline. This is in your thing. No flight from Pakistan or to Pakistan will go over Indian territory. Right? Okay. Next. What about the Baluch? So far, we are giving them moral help. We give them some more moral help. Let them sort them out. Baluch people will sort them out. There's no doubt. He said, na, Asim Munir, you think 1,500 people of these BRA, BLA and all these will defeat Pakistan army? We'll beat the hell out of them. So make them 1,500, no, from 1,500, make them 15,000. And then we'll see who will beat whom. And keep Pakistan army stretched. They'll tear and make that happen. Use Taliban. Okay. So use it. Then there's this issue of, so you have to, this is the third thing. So you put external pressure on Pakistan through Balochistan, through Afghanistan, through JNK, CPEC. Then things will start falling in line automatically. Diplomatically. I won't say diplomatically, with China. What do you do with China? I think we should be very clear with China. China and Pakistan can't live without each other. They're so intertwined with each other that they can't live separately. So you start having a tough line with China. You don't have to link it. But there are other things you can do. Trade. Everything. Don't have to do anything direct. Indirect. right? So you have to have a nuanced position with China and let China get the message every time they do something. Every time Pakistan does anything, China should get the message. Okay, indirect. So many things are there. I've just outlined what came to me. I noted down a few: direct, indirect, kinetic, non-kinetic. Military, diplomacy, whatever you want to do. And this Aman Ki Asha brigade here, just tell them just get out of the equation. And you might have to take some strong action against, rising Islamists within. You might have to go and build a coalition through the Quad or through whichever, or for that matter with USA, against Islamic terrorism or radicalism. Put pressure. And this is not something which, is a one-day affair. This guy, yeah, there's one chap, I just put him out so that he's happy. So the point is that we need to be tough hereafter. We need to turn a page. No more, yeah, Kadi Ninda and all that. Just be tough. Just be tough and hit them hard. And keep this pedal completely depressed. So I'll take a few questions so that I'll take some questions which have come. I will, that way we'll have a better thing. Yeah. So why always loss of life before we open our eyes? Pritik, please understand, this is part of the game. We are living in a tough neighborhood. We know Pakistan will do anything and everything in its thing to derail us. So let's not fool ourselves that we'll not have this. This is not going to be the end of the story. This is going to continue. Okay, there's no doubt. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for this. So kind of you to have contributed. Okay, let me take some more questions. I am not articulating normally today. What else am I doing? I'm being very clear. I put out to you how this incident is important, what is to be done internally, what is to be done in POK, and what is to be done with Pakistan, and how you have to target the Pakistan army. Okay, so I think this is what we need to do, right? Yeah. How do we cause water issues without allowing the Punjabis to deflect the blame from the Sindhis who are up in arms and are blocking the road link to Punjab? Baluch are also blocking the road. Look, I agree with you. You just have to scrap the Indus Water Treaty and then you'll see the problems surfacing within Pakistan. Okay? Right. Yeah. So let's resolve Indus Water Treaty scrapping. What will happen if you scrap the Indus Water Treaty? It's not that water will not go to Pakistan because you don't have the wherewithal to divert water into our own story, into our own place. But the moment that happens, then you're at liberty to do what you want tomorrow. If you build a canal from Chenab down into Ravi, the end of story for them. There's a problem, major problem for them. So start that, announce the canal, and then you see them coming down to their knees. Okay. Yeah. I read somewhere that along the LOC, there are some regions that give advantages to Pakistan for infiltration. Can we take those regions? What will be? No, I don't think we can do that, and we should not do that and get involved with. Like I said, don't get involved with a military fist fight with Pakistan. That's the worst thing that can happen to us. What we need to do is inflict punishment on Pakistan army along the LOC and in stretch the Pakistan army, commit them to deploy, commit them to be stretched out. If they mobilize up and down 2-3 times, then automatically they'll start breaking. Remember, there's no doubt about it. Threaten them, but don't do anything. And you do credible threatening. You forget the time when we are going to do deterrence and don't deter Pakistan. Forget about that. Forget about what Pakistan can do to us. Let's see what we can do to Pakistan. That's important. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Vinod Manikam, for joining me as a member. Yeah. How do you define Pakistan Army? What are its characteristics? I did a 3-part program on Pakistan Army. Pakistan Army is the state of Pakistan. If you want to do anything to the state of Pakistan, you have to first hit the Pakistan Army. Hitting the government has got no value. You can't defeat the Pakistan Army militarily. Because if you defeat it militarily, they'll come back to you politically. And they'll grow stronger politically. That is what their history is. And the third is they are the ideological frontiers of Islam. So this is what you have to aim at against. You have to break this. Okay? Yeah. Pak is sure we will not cross the LOC. Why will they stretch themselves? That's the point. We make them unsure whether we will cross or not. For that, we have to do some insertions. And it will happen. Where it will happen, you don't have to tell. You do it where you want. Okay. And don't make the mistake of going with the Air Force and all. You don't have to do. There are a lot of other options available with India to do what we have to do. Okay. And I'm sure a lot of Pakistanis are coming and they'll listen. They're wondering, bhai, hone wala kya hai aage? So we'll do that. What's the hurry? Let me see if there's some intelligent questions. Yeah. The incident impacts our future, our credibility, or dreams of becoming an economic superpower without either the ability or proactive strategy to protect our country and its people. No, that's what I'm saying. We have to turn that. You have to turn that completely. You have to turn that, you have to flip that whole story and get that credibility in. You have to ensure that your credibility is high at the end of this day. In every adversity, there's an opportunity. And that opportunity is something which we need to work on. Yeah, Pakistan is playing a very smart game. They're making us run between Pakistan and Bangladesh. Oh, forget Bangladesh for some time. Don't worry about Bangladesh. Don't worry about Bangladesh and China immediately. At this point of time, what is very clear, I mean, in the sense you can't forget about Bangladesh and China indeterminately. You will have to remember them. But what we need to do is have a plan, make a plan against Pakistan. And that plan, like I said, has to be long term, sustainable, and take you to where you want so that Pakistan doesn't have the capability of retaliating. And there's so many things you can do about that. Okay. It's not something which the Pahalgam incident is a premeditated, pre-planned attack carried with precision. This terror attack could not have occurred without support from internal half front. Yeah, I agree with you. To get after them. We've been complicit in this is a given. To say that intelligence agencies have failed and all is a given. If you want to keep cursing all of them, you can. But how do you turn this situation around? That is the challenge for us. Yeah, as bad as things are, I've learned from you and other veterans is to keep your heads calm and clear of emotion. After an extent, almost everyone wants Balakot again, but I'm not so angry. I don't even think we should do that. We should inflict punishment, and we have capability of inflicting punishment in depth. And let them do it. We don't have to cross a LC, LOC. We don't have to, but we should threaten them always. We should threaten their air force. We should do deployments in such a manner that they start reacting. उसको दौड़ाओ, you know, move some formations here, move some formations there, do something, put some statements out, put an information war out. The moment you start doing that, Pakistan will get, start reacting and don't do anything. Break him that way because it costs money which he doesn't have. Yeah, I told you in last stream, Asim's speech is anti-India, not anti-Hindu, not anti-India, and hate to. Yeah, fine. I agree with you. There's no doubt. I just heard Dr. H.K. Singh, an ex-GOC core commanding, fearing escalation ladder. I assume nothing shall happen apart from a bit cross. No, I look. Escalation we have to control. The complete escalation matrix is something we have to control. They have started it. They can't take it beyond a point. You have to do a multi-domain operation. That's why I said this is not going to be military. This is going to be political. This is going to be diplomatic. It's going to be intelligence. It's going to be space. It's going to be so many things. And it's going to be the complete depth of Pakistan is what is to be addressed. Don't leave it on the LOC. Don't escalate. Make them react. Make them react. Get them into a reactive mode. Don't be in a reactive mode to whatever we do. Choose your plan, make your plan, choose what you want to do, where you want to do. I've told you, you just stop. For example, stop foodstuffs going to and medicines going into Pakistan. Let them buy medicines from China. Let them let them get food from China. Let them get normal items from wherever. Ensure you tell UAE people no more. No more orders for them. Yeah. The first question to ask is what gave Pakistan the awqat to attack India in such a way? Do they think Modi is weak? That is irrelevant now, said. They've done it. Whether they've been given an awqat or not is an irrelevant thing. They've done it. So you now go proactive. Yeah. Shouldn't we be following Bhagavad Gita and shoulder arms? Part of it, yes. You don't have to go completely military. Like I said, anything short of war is on. Can US pressure can India pressure US to apply FATA restriction sanctions in exchange for market access to India? Yeah, that's part of the diplomatic background, diplomatic offensive you have to go. Okay, and you have to bring home to USA that look, Pakistan can't be your friend. You unless you deal with them differently. One. And let me tell you, we don't have to go to anyone. That the other way of looking at it is why should I go to USA? Why should I go to anyone? I should do everything on my own. Right. I hope you will call it out as it is blatant attack on Hindus. I've said so. Where's there? What is there to not say about it? Yeah, sir, the citizens have died, not soldiers. To not take it personal. I'll take it very personal. The only way I look at it is personal because they are my citizens. They have died. So we have to take it seriously. Sir, few months back in your talk, you rightly said that violence has no value. इससे कोई फर्क न पड़ता. We have non-kinetic options as well. Suspend Indus water treatment, which is a nuclear. Yeah, that's what I said. So you have to use multiple options. You have to also use violent options. There's no doubt. Certain controlled violent options are on the cards now, and I'm sure they will unroll, and we'll discuss about it maybe whenever. Because I'm sure one thing India will do is not do a reactive thing. This is going to be a plan, and this is going to be a absolutely long-term thing, and it's a good thing. If it can get Pakistan to its knees, nothing like it. If you can break Pakistan, even better. What is our military option? None. Military option is the last option. Okay? Our military option at this point of time is to heat up the LOC, do deployments. That's it. You don't have to do anything across the IB. Make Pakistan army deploy, redeploy, redeploy, redeploy. Move them around. Build pressure on the Afghan border. Build pressure through Balochistan. Build pressure through Pashtun areas. Build pressure through POK. These three will go a long way. Simple vaccine, Black Sea route, destroy command center. They don't have, yeah, I'm sure something like that will start. Don't worry. This, yeah, there are a lot of guys. I would help Baluch. I agree with you, Rajiv, 100%. You have to now start helping Balochistan in a huge way. There's no two ways about it. That's one of the major ways of, you know, getting to the Pakistan army. That 1500 should become 15,000. He said, na, BLA, BRA, 1500 people, make them 15,000. Yeah, I agree with you, RS. India should act immediately instead of waiting for Pakistan to break up, help Baluch freedom movement so it happens ASAP. I completely agree with you. If that happens, everything else is QED. Is it true that local Kashmiris are an important part of intel gathering? Yes, they are. You must realize, see, a lot of people in Kashmir who are not happy with militancy and terrorism. After all, a lot of success which we've got in Kashmir is due to the help which Kashmiris have given us. Okay, but what you are saying also is right. Some might help infiltrators, some might be OGWs, some might play two-way game. That's part of the deal. That's part of the problem which we have to face, and we'll live with it. But from what it was now to now, things have changed. So don't lose track of that. Let's not go, hammer and tongs at the local people. They are our people. We have to treat them well and keep them this side. You have to reach out to the people across the POK, across the LOC, and get them also on to us. Get the people war going. That's more important. When Kashmir went up in flames in 1991, we had planned a trip to J&K, ended up going to Thailand, Malaysia. Yeah, I think we need to do something like that. You know, no more, no more pussyfooting. As simple as that. It's our move to establish our power to shut down Pak military cold play. Yeah, I agree with you. There's no other way. That's what I'm saying from the beginning. There's, in fact, if you want me to encapsulate all this, you have to undercut Pak army. How you want to do it? That's our choice. Why not declare Pakistan to be a hostile nation? PM needs to do it. Lot of evidence with that General Asim Minor. Yeah, I think so. That's on the cards. That's part of the diplomacy which I'm sure the Prime Minister will do. I have no doubt about it. Right? Yeah, the question is what will that achieve? That will achieve the fact that they are aware that they are inimical to us and India is inimical to them. And everyone else will also be very clear that look, this is the way India treats Pakistan. And if you have to deal with India, you have to say, I don't want to be with Pakistan. And this is something we can leverage in a lot of our trade activities, especially in defense activities. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, William. Is there a major opportunity that the Sindhi and Baluchi protesters have blocked the roads to Punjab, cutting the country, which our military plans call for? How can we build? We don't have to do militarily anything. Let that continue. Put Pakistan in a pressure cooker situation where every day it has to struggle. Its army has to struggle on the border, both borders. It has to struggle on the CPC. It has to struggle with people, and that's how it will break. Yeah, why not separate Jammu as a state? Look, that's a very complicated thing. We don't have to do that. Anuradha, that's something which is even more complicated. You will only complicate the situation even more. That's not the way to go forward because remember that if you isolate the Kashmir Valley and the Kashmiri Muslims from the rest of the state, you're going to have a problem. Okay. Indian civilians are dead. Indian army talking peace. What will the world say? Cancra, please understand. I'm not talking peace. I'm not talking peace. I'm talking something beyond that. Military is the last option. A war is the last option. A war is something which you cannot afford. Because, I mean, you can afford it, you can go for a war. But what will you achieve after going into a war with Pakistan? Your growth will be derailed. Would you like that? No. Especially when you have many more options. That's the point you have to understand. Okay. Today you are stable and you're one of the fastest growing economies. You have to remain that. The moment you get into a war, you won't be that. You're done. Then you'll be at equivalent level of everyone else. We are not talking peace. We are talking of war by other means. Yeah, use 1% of our GDP to diverting Indus, funding Taliban, Baloch with drones, POK. Yeah, something like that. I'm sure you're on the right lines. Can we test on missiles like BrahMos and no? We don't have to. That's that's escalation. That escalation matrix. If you get into that, you might lose the deal. Don't that let that show up once in a while. It's like a slow boil. You have to slowly boil till the frog doesn't feel the heat. And when it feels the heat, it can't get out. The slow boil is more important than the fast thing. Yeah, all should click on these bots and report them as spam. Yeah, please do. That's okay. They will do it, all these fellows. Great analysis. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we all just analyzed Munir's speech but did not imagine this attack coming, said. See, Shilpa, please understand. If you've been in this game for long enough, you'll understand you can never have a perfect defense. There's always a vulnerability. As much as there's vulnerability across, there's a vulnerability here. And the softest targets are the people. And the premise of all this was that look, these tourists are helping the local people, and the local people will protect them by not giving information away and not giving them a base. So I don't think many local people should have enabled this to happen, but there are some cutter local people who have enabled this to happen. And that is why I started in the beginning. This is purely a military action where chaps probably have lived off the land with hardcore supporters. Get hold of them and sort them out. And you can't see everything coming and not coming. You can't have that kind of deterrence where nothing happens. There are tears of blood in my eyes. I agree with you. I can understand that, Jain. But the fact is, you have to think cool. You have to think cool. At this point of time, don't get emotional. Don't react emotionally. Yeah, there's another thing, which is very important, which we can do. And that is, the the Pakistan army is heavily into real estate property businesses. They're DHAs, Defense Housing Associations or corporations, where there's a lot of money with them. Start hitting them. Start targeting them. Then everything will become fine. Yeah, very well said, sir. All things you are told should be implemented by the Indian government to achieve. Yes, even if you do 50% of what I've said, you'll see the results coming out. Yeah, we are with the GOI and security forces in this. We trust them for any kind of overt and covert reply. The way I look at it, there's nothing covert in here after what we do. We just have to do everything overt and tell them what we are doing and hit them where it matters. Yeah. What about announcing to the world that whoever deals or keeps relations with Pakistan will not have any relationship with us? This can isolate them completely. We need to put out something like that. I agree with you. Something like that we must put out. And that there's no doubt. If we cut supplies, China will give. Is this an angle? What supplies will China give? From where? How costly is it? You can't supply anything from the Kunjarab Pass, incidentally. You can't give them anything from. They have to move supplies over 6,000 kilometers by ship or across. They are vulnerable then, especially in Gilgit Baltistan area. Start actions beyond that. No? And can China support this nation? Does China have that capability to support the whole nation? No, Ravi Shankar, please rethink about your idea. Sir, is this terror attack without the tacit approval of China? No. I am very clear. China has been backing them. That is why they have been able to do all this. And we need to use this opportunity to handle China also. I was listening to you carefully until you said Pakistani who want to sell their mother, use them. What people you are telling to use tomorrow when world starts blaming you for that, you will deny. It doesn't matter. Naturally, it's going to be denied. I'm not going to tell them openly. Make Jammu a separate state? No, I don't think that's the way forward, Sridhar. Making Jammu and trifurcation of J&K has longer implications. Right. Let me see. Do you think this is an attempt to shift the Middle East crisis to South Asia? No, I don't think. That's far away. This is an independent action by Pakistan. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, your position is valid. I'm glad you understood it. Three front attack. Operate along three lines of action in all domains. Mhm. Do you think this is the right time to test the missiles you worked on? Oh, the time will come. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Thanks a lot, Krishna, for all the memberships you gifted. Honored. What if we change track of their satellite communication? Look, all that you can't do. Let's be very clear. Their satellite communication is now based on Bidu. Okay, largely it's Chinese. You can't do what you're saying. So let's not think of those things. But you have so many options under that. There's so many options. Just as the Six-Day War of 1967, Air Force must delete all 15 F-15 jets on ground before taking for dogfight. They must be thinking about supporting Baloch. Look, we don't have to do anything. You can hit them. You can take out the F-16s on ground without going into Pakistan. Do that. There are a lot of options available. I'm sure they'll unroll as we go along, and we'll analyze it. How can we retaliate in Balochistan, Pashtunistan, GB? A lot of options. I think we need to start it. Yeah, great work, Krishna. I agree with you, Matre. Yeah. Yeah, China is certainly involved. There is no bigger beneficiary in India-Pak conflict other than Pakistan army, who have deep relations with China. How can we make it costly for China? Yeah, we make it costly. There are methods now. China is struggling for many things. But with China, you have to have a nuanced position because you're also dependent on them for many issues. Okay. So you have to have a nuanced position with China. Don't allow Chinese people to come in here. Don't give them visas. Don't resume their flights, things like that. There are a lot of things we can do. Okay. There are a lot of things we can do. Look, thing about flights, thing came. Very, very strong measure if you stop overflights towards Pakistan or out of Pakistan. There'll be a lot of pressure internationally on this. Okay. And then costs of going to Pakistan and costs of coming out of Pakistan will become very high for people. We can avoid Pakistan completely. We can go from Bombay. All our flights will be out of Bombay or Arabian Sea, go into Gulf and bypass Pakistan and get out. But no flight from the east or the west. They can cross Pakistan and go. I have no problem. Come from Europe, cross India and go, no problem. But the moment they touch down Pakistan, they shouldn't cross India. And if they're going across India, they can't touch down in Pakistan. ये simple कर दो तो पाकिस्तान का काफी problem हो जाएगा. So this time it's different. It was unethical, responsible. That's what I'm talking of. You don't have to, there's no ethics involved. Tell them clearly what you're going to do. Time has come when we end diplomatic relations with Pakistan. Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I've said. No joke. China internal security budget is huge. That's okay. Make it huge yourself. Don't you think there's a need to look into defense political functioning? Series of past events show restrictions on military functioning due to political interests costing us pay heavily. I agree with you. But Bapan, I'm not going to talk of it today. There are many things we have to do in this civil military relationship, civil military fusion. We'll talk of it some other day. Let's all get together, forget what we have. We are in a situation and we have strengths. Unlike before, we are stronger than before. So let's act accordingly. I read that trade is also happening directly with Pakistan. Is this true? I don't know, but if it is happening, just stop it. No trade. Yeah, they're stretching us between Bangladesh and J&K. No, I don't think so. I think it's look, you might have this view, Avinash, that they're stretching us. We are not stretched, first and foremost. India is not stretched between Bangladesh and J&K. But it's time for us to stretch Pakistan. Taliban condemned the attacks and said it threatens regional security. Use them. As simple as that. Use them. Yeah, people are sick of all these analysts. What the heck out of intelligence doing? Seems to be in a slumber. Pakistan is 1/6 of India, yet had the guts to attack repeatedly other nation. Why? Look, Ashutosh, I agree with your sentiment. Okay, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. The time has come now to change track. Maybe 3 years back, I would have said hold back. Not anymore. But when you say no more, there are many other options without going into war. Low cost options, which will give you high cost results, high value results. Do that. As Gilgit, Baltistan are contested territory, nuclear options are not possible for Pak. There's an annexation of GB and EOK is uh, possible. Let's be proactive. I agree with you. That's what I was saying. Start the process. It is the first process of, retaking POK and Gilgit Baltistan, which is us because that's been acceded to us. That ascension is towards us is to reach out politically, do the political, do the diplomatic, do the financial, get them start movements within these places. Today they are ripe for it. Disturb the equanimity there, like the way Pakistan is doing with us. He's right. Freedom of Balochistan means freedom of Pakistan. I completely agree with Varis. Let's do that. Does it make sense to give air defense weapons to Afghanistan? That is their weakness against Pakistan. I don't think Afghanistan needs any air defense weapons. And Pakistan doesn't have that capability to go into Afghanistan regularly with their air. They have done one odd thing, and that's the end of the story. Yeah, can India support Baluch from south, build pressure from LOC from the east, and also build pressure from Afghanistan? That's what I said. That's the third option, which I said. That's the third line of action. Let them have three front. Not only this, build pressure on the CPEC, which is the central front. Blots are active. That's okay. That's fine. Even the Chinese steps are active. That's okay. Yeah. Where else? Namaste, General Shankar. Condolences to all affected. Thank you for the insight now, especially when emotions run high. The Indian media should reflect these more authoritative views. I agree with you completely. Thanks. Right. And then, yeah, a hard decision is the only solution. And please kick out this Jihadi Tala Tahrir from your chat. I've just kicked them out. Right. There's no problem. Yeah, sir, what should we do of people and many Pakistan bots going around and trying to incite hatred through social media and stuff? Go back, you respond to that. Unless you people respond, nothing can happen. And thanks, we have to have a good analysis. Okay? I mean, we need to analyze things logically. Thanks a lot, Chandran, for becoming a YouTube member. And then I agree with you, Dahiya, that without action, there's no solution. Let's start acting. Yeah, Sindhu Water Treaty is cancelled. News calling. Good. I'm very glad. That's what one of the first options I gave. If that is true, I'm very happy. Yeah. I'm glad that the Indus Water thing is suspended. Let me see if I'm this thing, which is a very good thing to do. On that, I have never had a doubt. Okay, that if we must, there are no two ways about it. अभी देखता हूँ क्या है कहाँ है ये. Let me see 1 minute in my news thing. Yeah. So far, it's not come. I'm sure it'll come. We'll discuss about it, and I'll get people the next time I discuss. I'll get someone else to give you different ideas and different views. Ignore my lords and do governance and national interest. Yes, we have to. That's part of the game. There's no doubt. General sir, question. The Ramban Ilaj, tell if these jihadis have Jannat more fear or. Yeah, that's one other thing, but let's not get involved with that. Final decision Indus Water Treaty to be held in abeyance, MEA Secretary. That's a very strong step. This is only the first step. I'm sure there are more steps which will come up. So all Pakistanis can happily drink water from China. China को बोलो पानी देगा. Right time for national emergency in border states? No, not as it, not necessarily. You don't have to have it as it is. Okay, I'll have to quit now because DD people are calling me. I'll meet you a little later. Okay, we'll continue this conversation in a couple of days because I'm still traveling. I'm between traveling. Tomorrow I'm leaving for Mau. After a couple of days when things settle down, we'll talk. Okay, till then, thanks a lot and Jai Hind to all of you.